Starting the recording.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. With me, as always, is everybody's favorite diversity hire, Eddie V.
We're doing this old school. Wait, diversity hire? Oh, the shenanigans has started once again. I'm like, wait, what the world?
I've been holding that joke for the last 4 days.
And that's why I love you so much. You're definitely in the craziness that happened yesterday that's going on this weekend. That just, a mess.
Well, we can proudly proclaim World 1-1 Podcast 100% Nazi-free.
Yes, we would do that.
I mean, granted, I got a few friends that would say otherwise, but, you know, that's their issue, not mine.
Well, you know what the funny thing is that some of these folks look like they got polos in, like, what suburban neighborhood did you fall out of? Like, really? And then y'all got tiki torches from, someone said they got the tiki torches from the dollar store and from Target. I'm just like, y'all are just doing too much. Way too much.
Yup. So, Eddie, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Uncharted 4 for PlayStation 4. Been into Mass Effect Andromeda, dude. I've been doing so many side quests. Like, I thought I was going to be done with this game, and just like I keep doing side quests. I just got an achievement to hit in level 40. So I'm making my goal to finish this game. I'm about to hook my Wii U back up and get some games, my backlog done for that. And I'm at the halfway point for Dragon Quest 8. And then just preparing myself for Metroid with Samus Returns. Yes, I'm going to be doing Samus, Return of Samus.
Why haven't you finished it yet?
Because Dragon Quest is so good, dude. And
I'm not an excuse.
I'm so ready for
3 hours, man. That's it.
I know, but I'm so ready for this remake. And that 3DS XL looks so nice. That Metroid one, I'm every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't know if Larry's gonna get this, but someone needs to buy this for me because this is just.
Oh, I'm getting it.
Like, that looks like I need a new 3DS XL, but I am going to get the 2DS one. But that Metroid one just looks phenomenal, dude. I think that might be probably the best 3DS XL I've ever seen in America.
It's pretty. Granted, I think they probably could have done a little bit nicer with it, but that's me just being finicky.
Which part? The detail?
Just the aesthetic, the top side just feels a little lazy. And on top of that, I don't believe I've seen pictures of the inside of it yet. I've just seen the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to the color scheme of the inside layout. Like, I wanted that nice orange or red, but I want the green buttons.
I kind of wanted the clear buttons, like the Metroid head.
No, I want the green buttons like the visor.
Do you want to? So the whole thing is green, and like the X and Y button is a different color, like white or something.
Oh no, I want the ABXY all green.
What is it on top of? Because you wouldn't be able to see it, or did you just want to like an imprint almost?
You can print the letters, that's fine, but in just like a black color. But the buttons themselves, I want green.
Okay. Yeah, that would actually look nice.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually like that.
I've seen some Xbox One controllers actually done up with that color scheme.
Yes, those look nice.
They're
dude.
pretty. They're pretty.
But
So if you wanted to go true traditionalist, though, you would bust out the orange and blue. Because originally her visor was blue.
From regular Metroid?
And Metroid 2. Check out the original artwork, Holmes.
Oh, that is right. Yes.
And Super Metroid, her visor was blue.
Blue. Yeah. It was the blue like almost the water effect of Wind Waker, like that cell shaded color for some reason?
Oh, I have to check.
Because I wonder what. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. But yeah, I agree with you. Oh man, that kind of would look sick, dude. Like, I could see another 3DSL like that. That would literally be sick.
But yeah, that's what's up. I'm really curious to see what the inside of that looks like since they haven't shown it yet. But
yeah, but as for playing, that's all I've been playing for right now. In Ikaruga, I played in Gears of War 4. I played more of. I actually got to level chapter 4 of Ikaruga, so I'm going to do my best to beat that so I can get all 5 chapters, and then hopefully I can get Infinite Continues, because that game is hard, and I love it for it being hard.
Nice. Where did I play this week? I got to fiddle around a little more with the Trials of the Sword on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten real far with it, but again, I'm just kind of fiddling with it off and on as I have time. I really need to block out an hour and a half, 2 hours to just sit down and work through it.
I'm there right with you.
I need to just block out some time for it. What else did I play? No, there was something else I worked on a little bit. Shit. It's just gone right out of my head. Motherfucker.
Did you play anything on Xbox One? Like, pick up anything?
I really haven't lately. I need to get back to Evil Within. It's sitting in my disc tray calling my name, and I haven't. And I feel bad because I'm totally fucking jazzed for the second one. It looks amazing. And I want to get through the first one because I liked what I played so far, aside from that opening scene, which is a pain in the ass. But more specifically, it was a pain in the ass to play. It was really cool to watch. Like, the story was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
The delivery was great. I just was not nuts about the way that they structured the gameplay of the opening of that. So
yeah, I need to pick it up for the newer systems because I got it for PS3, but I just didn't pop it in. But I need to pick it up too. I really want to get that. Yeah, 2 looks crazy.
Also, did you see Games with Live this month has Bayonetta?
Yes, I seen it. Yeah, I gotta.
And Runbow.
I have to download both of them.
Motherfucking Rumbo is free. So if any of you have an Xbox One and you've got Live Gold, oh my god, you've got a great month this month. Yes. Bayonetta and Runbo, holy shit, get them both.
Yes, and I need to beat Bayonetta. I've just been thirsty for some action games like that. Yep. So, and they said the 360 version was the best version. Well, the Wii U version is kind of the best one, but between 360 and PS3, 360 is the way to go. So, yeah.
Right. Let's see here. What else was shaking this week? I know I fiddled around with a couple more things on my Switch, and I'm just trying to think of what it was.
Thumper, Mario Kart, Splatoon, Grace.
No, it was some of the smaller indie stuff. I tried playing a little bit more of Goner, was one. Okay. I like it, but I do have an issue with it. This seems to be a growing thing lately, is that Nobody wants to give you any fucking instructions. They want to just go, here's a game, figure it out. And fuck, that shit pisses me off. It's like, I don't need a 3-hour tutorial. It doesn't even have to be, a half-hour tutorial, but just at least give me enough to go, this is what each button does. Good luck. That's all I need. But they keep skipping that step. It's either way too fucking much or it's nothing at all. I'm like, really? It's not that difficult, guys. Just give me some place where I can check what the hell the controls are. This should not be an issue.
And see, I think that's definitely on the developer part, but it's on like the testers part. Like, I think they got too good on the game that when they was designing it, they was thinking of themselves and really not the player when they released it.
Should not be a difficult thing. Bullshit.
Yeah.
But in any case, let's see. I need to fiddle around with Bolt Boy more too. It's got kind of a point and clickish feel, but I don't know. Something about it is just not. It's not clicking with me.
You're not like getting.
I don't know what it is.
Or...
Like, I don't know if I'm just every time I go to it, if I'm just not in the right mood or what. But I can't seem to sink into it as much as I've tried. I feel bad because I really love the aesthetic. It looks really cool. But it's one of those, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's just an issue of I've not been in the right mood and that I will eventually pick it up when I'm in that right mood and I'll just go to it. I think part of the reason too I've not been playing I know something else I was playing at least a little bit of. I did pop in my my recent acquisition copy of Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The memories.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I've got like somewhere between 1,300 and 1,600 hours clocked on that from when I first had it. Oh no, I've still got my memory card from way back in the day.
Oh wow!
That's how I knew how many hours I had. It was I'm thinking it was closer to the 1,600 hour mark. But dude, the bulk of those hours I put in the span of about 3 months.
Wow.
Dude, when I got that, I had a whole fucking cluster of friends that was all we did day in and day out was we were playing PSO all the fucking time.
You have to have like, is your characters maxed out or?
Nope. But I got at least 2 of them between a level 125 and 150.
Dang, how many levels it goes up?
Max is out at 200.
Dang nabbit.
And as an added bonus, the one that I picked up is the original PSO episode 1 and 2, not PSO Plus, because the original has a higher XP rate than Plus does.
Oh, wow.
It's not a big difference, but there is a little bit of a difference.
See, I forgot all about Plus.
Uh-huh. Well, and really the only difference between the original and Plus was that Plus had a couple of missions on the disc available for offline that the original had that were only available online. Okay. Now, that being said, and I've got to check and see if it's still out there. I think it is. But for a long time after Sega shut down the servers for the GameCube, somebody else had opened up their own private server and was actually running better servers for free than what Sega was. Like, Sega just was terrible about all the holidays and events and everything. These guys were on it. Like, they were the ones, Sega never did, but like, these guys were the ones that actually went in and tweaked and turned on drop rates for special holiday items, put up like holiday only event quests, all kinds of shit that Sega never did. And all the code was there in the game. They just never activated it during the holidays when it was supposed to be activated. Like, what the fuck did I pay you for?
I wonder if they got content that they just wasn't able to put in that game.
That's the thing. The content was already there. It was on the discs.
And they just never released it.
They just never activated it. Like, there are items that by default have a 0% drop rate. But for holidays, when you're online, certain items, they would turn the drop rates, they would move them up from 0, they would activate them so that they would drop in certain events and quests during specific holidays so you could get them only at those points if you were playing online.
Wow.
But Sega, even if you were playing online on Sega's official servers, Sega never went in and tweaked the drop rates for any of the holidays.
That's weird.
It wasn't until Sega shut down their servers and the unofficial guys activated theirs
but
that you could actually start getting them.
Wasn't that server going on for about, 3 or 4 years?
It was up for quite a while.
Okay. See, I think that's the thing with some MMO games like that even though the game could be, going for a long time, it's not guaranteed when it'll actually come to an end once they turn the servers off. And it's just like, well, how do I actually play this game if you got all the content and half of that content has to be online and you never got to it, like, how do you access it?
Yeah, I actually spent some time reading up on another MMO this week, too. I was off on Wednesday. I was basically of no use to anybody. But in any case, I laid in bed and I watched through all the Matrix movies just because it happened to be on Netflix, and I, just play. 2 hours later, play. 2.5 hours later, play. But it was one of those things that you just kind of turn my brain off. But I did a little look and I did some reading because I was curious. For anyone that never checked it out, the Matrix Online was actually an MMO. The gameplay apparently was never all that great per se, but the story was apparently quite interesting because the story picked up after the end of the third Matrix movie, Revelations.
Yeah. And
it started out dealing with it was a fight between the humans and the machines over Neo's remains because the machines wouldn't give it back so that they could bury him in Zion. And then from there, Morpheus apparently eventually went off the deep end, and he started setting off what were called blue pill bombs, where it would disrupt anybody that hadn't been unplugged from the Matrix yet. And because they were, not ready for it, it caused most everybody in the blast radius of the blue pill bombs to actually go insane. Eventually, though, and what was neat was that online factions started forming out of all the player base. Like, some were like, no, what Morpheus is doing is right. And another faction was like, no, this is fucking terrorism. And so they would literally fight over it. Like, there would be, Morpheus would set one of these blue pill bombs, and one faction would go after it and try and disarm it, and another faction would sit there and try and camp the bomb to keep everyone from being able to disarm it.
Oh, like almost like player versus player, like PvP. Wow.
Yep. And then eventually, Morpheus ends up getting offed by it's called the Assassin, and they were dropping little hints here and there at first, but the Assassin was hired by the Merovingian to go in and off Morpheus, and but the thing is, the Assassin was not a person per se. the assassin was actually like a swarm of flies. And so they were dropping little hints all over the place about how to kill the assassin, that you had to like find all the ingredients to make this like pesticide thing to kill the assassin, since he was actually just a swarm of flies, basically in a trench coat and a mask.
That's crazy. That doesn't make no sense, but wow.
Oh, dude, it was fucking neat as shit, though. Like, if you go back through the forums for that, you can see all kinds of, like, faction divides and everything. It got real heated and real political. It was fucking neat. Like, I don't think it was anything that was really intended. It just kind of happened as a result of the ongoing story that they were telling, which was fucking cool as shit.
I had to take that for one of my philosophy classes. We had to watch The Matrix for it.
I think if you're going to be required to watch The Matrix, you should be required to watch all three of them.
Yeah. I mean, 3 is not the best. I think I think 1 is the best. I like 2 a little bit more, but it might be because of the choreographed fights and definitely that highway scene at the end.
You know, 2 and 3, I think, get an unfair bad rap by comparison.
Yeah.
But in any case, that's going way off into cinema territory. That's not really our neck of the woods, as much as we enjoy taking a walk through it every once in a while. But yeah, so that's most of what I've played this week that I can fucking remember.
I know last week, I probably talked about it. Atomic Blonde. I watched. I don't know if
we talked. I say you and I talked about that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of was reading. They have a little story in Wire, and I was like rereading it, and they was talking about how using different techniques of the editing. So it's the way that they did it. He did like old school techniques and put them all together so that it would look like it's all one scene in one shot, but it wasn't. And I was just like, okay, let me see how. Then I was just like, oh, there are parts that they go off screen and then come in and do it. And then I was just like, okay, I see what they do. I'm doing, but yeah. But I kind of been in that fix of like crazy action movies.
Yep. Summer's always a good time for that in general.
Yeah, but then I watched Hard Ticket to Hawaii and feel like laughing. You talking about boobies popping. Woo, I was just like, and this is on YouTube? Okay. So, one of those good, bad movies.
Yeah. So, Eddie, what all did you catch in news this week? And no, we're not talking about Nazis, so knock that shit off.
Well, I know one of the big major news has been the lawsuit against Nintendo. Game Dive suing them for patent infringement with their controller and with the switches, and they kind of want to be paid and for to stop the sales of Switch. But I've never heard of the company. You can look at the pictures of them. I really don't know how they're going to. I don't think they're going to win because in order for them to even use these controllers, they have to have an Apple phone or tablet or Android phone or tablet or whatever to even use the controllers, where the Switch is automatically connected to the system at all times.
Yeah. It boggles my mind because it seems like every console generation, every time Nintendo releases a system, this kind of shit always crops up, and pretty much every time Nintendo puts them down.
Yeah. I just don't understand why they even waited for so long to even sue 'em. I think they're doing this because it got so popular, so they think that this is the way they could get some money out of them. Because, like I said, I haven't seen this controller or accessory in Best Buy or Target, and I've never heard of this company.
Well, it might be too that they did file a patent on it and just hadn't done anything with the patent yet in terms of production or manufacturing. Because you don't have to actually manufacture something to put a patent on something.
Well, they said that they sold it at one time, so I don't. So, and from what the pictures look like, it looked like you attached it to your iPhone. But I'm assuming my assumption is that it's one part is going through the headphone jack and the other part is going through the charger. Because I'm like, how else would you play this thing with two controllers on a phone or a tablet? So, other than that, not much news that came out that I've been following. I know
we got that. Well, other
go ahead.
news. We got that fancy new Metroid 3DS coming out.
Yes, that one is coming out $199.99 September 15th.
Yep, day and date with the game.
Day and date with the game. So you guys can check that out.
Keeping in mind, though, the game is not packed in with the system.
Yes, that is true. So you guys will have to buy this game separately, and you will have to buy the amiibo separately.
Yep.
Goodness, that's about, I think, about $270 almost. The two amiibos. Well, depending if you get, I wonder if they're gonna let the old Samus amiibos, to be used in the game, like when they first used it.
Yeah, they've got each one of the Samus, each one of the Metroid amiibos. So the new two and the old two, every one of them has a different functionality.
Okay. And I know you can't unlock the hard mode without the amiibo, but if
you can. There's actually two variants to the hard mode. They did clarify that there will be a standard hard mode that's unlocked after you beat the game, and then there is a second, more difficult mode beyond that. So it's like standard, hard, and expert mode, basically. Yeah. It's that expert mode type. It's the fusion mode that unlocks with the amiibo. Yep.
Well, I know they asked the question. Do you think it's fair for Nintendo to be locking their other modes of a difficulty? Like Breath of the Wild, you kind of paid for it to get that hard difficulty, and then with this Samus one, you have to have that amiibo to unlock that hard one, And people are just like, is this a new route that Nintendo's going with, locking a difficulty setting?
Honestly, I think that it's a lot of people pissing and moaning because they have to have something to piss and moan about. Because if you remember back to when amiibos first came out, everyone griped because there wasn't anything really meaningful behind them. It's like you get one or the other. Either you have something that is really worthwhile locked behind it, or you're not ever going to have anything meaningful behind it. You can't bitch about both because you're asking to have your cake and eat it too, right. And that shit doesn't fucking work.
And the thing about it is, people were buying them as collectibles. I mean, that could be any toy. You cannot. There'll be a toy that you spend so much money on that you really don't get a benefit out of. So it's almost kind of the same thing with Amiibo. If you're spending all this money and you might not feel like you're not getting nothing out of it, at least you're getting a collectible that looks really good. Shoot, how many people are still wishing that the Wii U fitness girl was still out? Like, you can't find her, and if you do find her, you're gonna up some money unless you order it from Japan.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, just order it from Japan because those things aren't fucking region locked.
Yes, and you know,
Just saying.
I love collecting amiibo. They just look good. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, the Smash ones are gorgeous.
yes, yeah, and that Pikmin one looks adorable. I love that
Mhm.
Pikmin one.
I've got my Oliver one, and he's fantastic.
See, I think I have Oliver, but I put him under somewhere under my amiibos. I actually just picked up the Cloud in Bayonetta. But I gotta find the regular from Bayonetta 1, and I gotta find Avid Children Cloud.
Yeah.
That's the one that I need. But yeah,
I need to get them because I want to actually complete my Smash set, but I don't need the duplicates of any of the Smash ones, but like I don't need the player 1, player 2 versions of Cloud and Bayonetta and any of the other ones. I want one of each, and that's it.
the Arson. Okay. Did you get the Breath of the Wild? Yeah, you got the Breath of the Wild ones, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I'd like to at some point track down all the other Zelda ones too, but that I'm not as concerned about that as I'd like to get my Smash set finished.
I want to.
So, Amiibo Hunt, what up?
Yeah, I want to get the Animal Crossing. I need my Animal Crossing collection. I still want to get Amiibo Festival. Kind of just to have it.
If you happen to have any extra Tom Nooks laying around, send them to me because I like to hide them all over the place to piss off my wife because she fucking hates Tom Nook.
We got a lot of Tom Nooks, but yeah, I got to start buying some of those. They're like only $8 at my job, but they're like a little bit cheaper.
I've seen some of them around for like $3 or $4 a piece for some of the Animal Crossing ones, depending on what store you go to.
I probably Target or Best Buy or Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
So. I know Dragon Quest XI has been announced for PlayStation 4 and 3DS, and everybody's just waiting it for Switch. I know we talked about that. They did 2 million, but I think I think it did more sales this week. I think it was like still number 1 or number 2 or something. The Switch is still selling in Japan. So, actually, a lot of Toys R Us have gotten Switch for both versions. The color controllers, Joy-Cons, and the gray ones. So, if you guys are interested, by the time you hear this, you can walk into the Toys R Us and get one. And they came out of nowhere, dude. There was nothing planned.
I still haven't been able to see the yellow ones in person yet.
Yeah, I haven't neither. And I talked to our Nintendo rep, and I was just like, what's going on with the yellow controllers? He was just like, that. I'm like, I don't know. They're trying to get out as many as they can, and like only certain stores have it. And I'm just like, well, shoot, they need to up it. Like, you got the systems. Like, why the controllers are not coming?
Mm-hmm. So, on that note, do you think we'll see a special set of Joy-Cons for Mario Odyssey?
Yes. I think we're going to get some of those from Odyssey. Yeah, we'll get some for Odyssey. They'll be crazy not to.
I'm hoping they don't suck, though. Like, there's a lot that can be done with those designs. It's just, you got to get fucking creative. Do more than just a single color. Get fucking clever with it.
What I like kind of about people doing custom controllers is like they look amazing. Like someone did a custom white controller for their Switch, and the buttons are the Super Famicom.
I saw that, yeah.
I was just like,
it's not white so much as it is kind of that grayish.
I kind of would like them to do like a diamond, like patterns in the controllers. I think that would kind of look cool.
There's a lot of neat shit you can do with it.
Oh,
there really is.
Dude, they have to give us a Metroid Prime one. I want that Phazon Blue. and I don't know. Yeah, I want that Phazon blue.
I want the Samus colors.
See, I don't know. To go
I want the Samus colors.
like if I was
I
like
want one of them painted. I want the left one painted like the back of her left hand, and the right one is painted like her cannon.
See, I would have to get the whole Switch. Like the Switch itself will also have to be a different color.
But the thing is, the Switch doesn't really have any place for any color.
But see, I mean I don't know
The
black.
screen takes up the whole front. There's barely any frame around it to color.
Well, yeah, but I like the casing that is in, like that regular black casing. Like I would love for or something like with the dock, at least to do something. So when
Yeah,
you
I'm a
dock
little
it in,
baffled as to why they haven't done anything with the docks yet, in terms of theming them out.
yeah. Like if you was gonna do that with your controllers, with your Joy-Cons, it would look cool if the dock had something to go along with it. So it
Like
looks
you
like
could totally give me a Samus gunship themed dock.
Yes.
What up? What up?
Yes.
Get on that $1 million idea.
That right there, I'm down for. Oh, that would look so sweet, dude.
Speaking of customizing, why the fuck do we not have like customizable themes for the Switch yet? Seriously, what's the fucking deal here? This should be simple shit. Like right now, you can have white or black. Like seriously, you guys could have been making bank off of this already.
I think they're just still trying to meet the man. They're still trying to get the system out. So it's
fucking bullshit.
You know, they can't really do like I don't think they'll be able to do limited edition like systems. I think until like next year.
No, I'm not even saying like systems. I'm talking like in the menu screen. Why can I not theme it? That's fucking horse shit.
Who knows?
I should be able to have goddamn themes already.
Maybe later on. Maybe a new
update. Like you said, they've already got in there. You can pick between light and dark or white and black or whatever. But that's it. I'm like, obviously there are options here that we can mess with. Seriously, sell me a couple of, themes. Like,
Like, it would be cool to use even your themes from your 3DS. If you could connect it with Switch. Like, that
was one of the nice things about the 3DS ones, too, is they didn't just go with, here's a picture, but they even, like, reskinned the sounds and, like, the folders and everything. They did some really nice ones. I totally happily spent, like $2 a pop on several of them.
Oh, yeah.
A few of them were particularly gorgeous. Like the Link Between Worlds one was phenomenal.
Larry.
Yes.
Samus Return things for 3DS. Samus Returns things for 3DS. What do you want? Like, dropping, like, they'll probably come out Thursday or Friday when the game come out. But what do you want from a Samus Return theme for 3DS?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I haven't actually gotten to play through it yet. Like, I'd want to play through the game first and go, this is my favorite part. Theme it out of this part.
Well, they'll probably have the box art theme for it.
The box art, honestly, isn't much to look at. The box art is really pretty minimalist.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so I don't know that it would make that interesting of a theme, personally.
Would you go with the Game Boy version then? The original Return of Samus theme?
The original Game Boy one was fucking cool as shit. That had some great artwork on it.
Yeah, because see, I'm like, how is this artwork going to look if they do a 3DS theme?
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to Switch, yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know why they haven't did that.
Oh well. I mean, there's one, and I mean one, uh, Metroid theme for the 3DS, but that's literally it. And it's an old like NES theme. It's honestly not that fascinating. But I do like the fact though that they even gave like the themes background music.
Yeah,
It was a nice touch.
it'll be so cool. It'll be so cool that if you could just have a little Metroid flying around where your cartridge, where your selection is at, and then when you choose it, it just sucks on it. It starts sucking on it into load or something. I think that would be cool.
Oh, let's see. What the hell else happened in news this week, Eddie? I know there was other shit.
Pretty much not much that I know of. I mean, I know the Oculus Rift had a sale, left for 300. Well, that's Destiny 2.
Is that a thing people still fucking care about?
Actually, yes. Because Res, that came out for PS4, PSVR. Res Infinite, they just got released for PC and Oculus. So people are happy to be playing it on PC. Other than that, let's see. Not too much. Besides, like Alex Moore, they're thinking she might have.
Is she seriously still in the news?
Yeah, because they went to court. Imago Software, they went to court, and they got it where she cannot DMCA anybody who owns Star Mazer DSP. But she's been on. But she actually, they're thinking that she did perjury because she went back DMCAing somebody about Star Blazer, and because they was talking about it, and she ended up doing the DMCA on it. And she's been doing it to other people who've been doing it on other games. And the River City Ransom one was a contract between her and another producer or another composer, and the people who made the game never hired Mora to do it. So that's why all of those DMCAs were happening. And she's still going on to it. So I think they said that it's a law or something that because when you're doing it too much, it ends up being as abuse, and that person could go to jail for that. So, but YouTube haven't really did anything just for it yet. So
YouTube has a tendency to not want to get involved in anything, honestly, which I think is bullshit. But by the same token, part of me sits there and just kind of goes, if they did start getting involved, it would take way more people and way more manpower than they have to handle all their fucking problems. Like, honestly, it feels like YouTube has gotten way too big for its own britches. It's gotten so big that it's just about unmanageable, really.
Well, I think that's why people have been doing Patreon for it, because they were just like, they can't, like, content creators can't make no money off of YouTube no more. Like,
yeah, that's become a big issue. It's a sizable problem that's not going to go away or get any better anytime soon.
And it's also funny that last week that we talked about Steam because they just announced a new card game. And people
that was the other news. Big exciting news. Valve's making a new game. Far less exciting news. It's a fucking card game.
And they were pissed off. They literally booed and it's
So,
like a card game off of Dota. I think Dota 2.
yep.
Uh,
Artifact.
yeah, Artifact. They didn't. I don't think they showed any gameplay over or anything. I think they just announced the name and.
I don't know. Watching the gameplay of a card game is not really that, tantalizing. It's one of those things, especially when it's a new card game.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to make a fucking trailer for that will get anybody hyped up. That's one of those things you just have to play and figure it out if it's your jam.
Well, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but this is not a good look for Steam.
Yeah, but again, what do you expect? All the big prominent writers have left, and it's just this feels like this is like the only thing that they could figure out how to crank out without needing any major story writers.
I really wonder, how do the PC community feel? Do they feel like...
I'll tell you how I feel. I feel pissed because Valve can't count to 3 and fucking finish anything that they started. Half-Life.
Well,
fuck cocksuckers.
What do you think Steam feels like a monopoly in a way when it comes to PC games?
No, because there's plenty of other services out there. You've got Steam, you've got GOG, you've got EA Access, you've got EA Origins. Yeah, Ubisoft's whatever the fuck their thing is. And it's not that they're all particularly great, but that's part of why Steam is as big and ubiquitous as it is because of their ease of use. Like, Steam's got the DRM, but it's so manageable that nobody gives a shit. It's not like Ubisoft's DRM or EA's DRM where it just actively fucking ruins everything.
Okay.
That's a big deal. Now, on the other hand, too, while they don't necessarily get all the big name titles, all the stuff that does come out on Good Old Games is DRM free.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I think the reason why I ask is because every time people talk about PC games, and Steam is the first one that mostly come up.
There's a difference between them having a monopoly and just being ubiquitous.
Yeah, but I wonder why companies haven't pulled their stuff off of Steam, and just put it on their own platform. Not what they that. Well, yeah, it kind of will be like what Disney is doing, but
because there's too much money to be made on Steam. Like, they know that they'll get some people to buy it, directly from Origin or, Ubisoft's, whatever the hell it's called now, online service. It's still nowhere near as much as what they're going to get sales-wise from Steam. And so it's worth it to just, suck it up and put it on Steam as well.
Okay. Well, the last news story that I actually have is the update to No Man's Sky is out, and
you mean No Man's Lie?
Well, it feels like the lie has been forgiven, and the game, I believe, has included multiplayer and other fixes. So they, people were still been complaining about the game and upset. But it's free content, and there's just been some journalists that's been defending Hello Games. That, hey, I'm like, they worked hard. They didn't give up and just move on. They worked hard to give you more content, give you a free update with a whole bunch of stuff. So,
yeah,
if you guys got the game, or if you decided to pick it up, it is available. The update is live now. I know it's for PC. Did they say the PS4 is also? I think so.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys could also check that out. But as for news, that's it for me.
Other minor tidbit. Um, Sonic Mania. If anybody was waiting for that on PC, I got bad news. You're gonna have to wait an extra couple weeks compared to the rest of us. It did just get hit with a 2-week delay, which granted isn't big. It's not major, but it does suck a little when everyone else is getting it ahead of you.
Yeah. Well, they probably found some bugs and stuff, and they don't want that game crashing when people load it up and stuff. So I think they want to get a good, handle on it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
it's been a reasonably quiet news week. I'm sure that here in the next month or so, everything's going to start to fucking explode as all the major stuff starts coming out and we start getting ready to dive into the holidays. Obviously we've still got a solid, rest of the year on Switch. There's a few things to look forward to here and there on some of the other consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the expansions and smaller standalone stories
we got the
coming
Xbox
out.
One X and their launch titles. We got PlayStation Experience. We got Gamescom is like in 10 more days. So we got a lot of stuff coming. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. For those of you, that have been tuning into us on YouTube, you'll notice that there is no accompanying video, that you're really just seeing a still image this week. Our dear Corey has had his hands more than a little full, and so we wanted to give him the opportunity to kind of take a breather this week. So we went audio only, so that he's got one less thing to try and fucking deal with in terms of shows that he has to be on, as well as then turn around and edit as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we were trying to, lighten his workload a little bit. But, obviously you're still catching this on YouTube. You're just, getting the still image instead. For those of you that have been picking us up on, our home base of shoutengine.com, as well as iTunes and Google Play Music, we're glad to have you with us, especially anyone that's joining us for the first time. My humble apologies, you poor bastard, you've been duped. But yeah, that's the show this week. I think I've just hit most of the show pimps right there. We've hit YouTube, Shout Engine, iTunes, Google Play. More specifically, if you want to check out the show in its video form on YouTube, you're looking for the NGR radio channel. We are housed there. You'll find us in the playlist, along with a whole host of other phenomenal shows, the likes of which you'll find NGR Radio. You're also going to find Nerds Gone Platinum, Arsenal X, Nintendo Pal Block, the Beer Review, a few others. So yeah, all good things to scope out.
Yes. So I guess I'll plug my stuff. And I'm going to keep it brief, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. You can hear my podcast, Optional Opinion, at SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, the Anomalous Radio Network.podbean.com, and other podcast apps. You can read The Moment at SkirmishFrost.com. Read Optional Opinion blogs at IGN.com under Anime, ENIME. Check out my Twitch page, The Lyrical One, for my Let's Learn series. And also, if you guys want to friend me on Xbox One, it's The Lyrical One, and for PSN, it's Ocomico. I will have my 3DS and hopefully soon my Switch friend codes up, so you guys could join me there also. I am getting ready for the video games that's coming in September, so you guys will be able to check out those stories and hear those podcast episodes for Optional Opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, that's it for us this week, guys. We will catch you again, back same bat time, same bat channel next week. Next week, with any luck, we should be back up to full strength with Corey back in the roster, and if all goes according to plan, we should finally have our newest member of the cast on board next week at long last. It's been in talks for the last few weeks, and we've just been trying to get everything to finally line up right. And with any luck, we'll finally have him on board next week.
Yeah.
So.
Well, with that, everybody, we will see you next time on World 101 Podcast. Bye.
Peace.